What up, Long Beach? Welcome back to GazetteSports.com, live via tape delay from London, England. As always, I'm JJ.
I'm Mike.
And we are less than an hour away from opening ceremonies here just outside of the Olympic Park and the Olympic venue.
Little trivia about the Olympics we just discovered. They are not fans of you bringing cameras and tripods inside of the Olympic Park. So we're coming to you from just outside of the stadium right now. It actually gives you a little bit of a flavor of where in the city they chose to build the Olympic Park.
Yeah, you got to find a place, and they actually found this, what used to be kind of an urban wasteland, put it right in the middle, built a nice fence around it, but this really is only 1/4 of the venues that will be used during these Olympic Games.
We got a chance today to go out and do some sightseeing, check out a lot of the other venues in this city, which is obviously literally brimming with history. They've chosen some pretty amazing locations for the other venues.
First stop on our little tour here, central London, where every street looks like it's straight out of Mary Poppins.
And pretty much every building you can find at something historic happen. I've actually been to London, so I got to kind of show JJ around a little bit, Trafalgar Square, aka Tourist Central. But you see there the Olympic logo pretty much everywhere you went in this city, with so many familiar sights covered with the new, and that's the Olympics.
And things that look like they're straight off of a postcard.
Yeah, basically everywhere. What you don't see is just to the right of him a pack of Americans making fun of him.
Taking pictures. Yeah, you're exactly. Yo!
We actually got right up to the palace, some royalty going into the gates, sort of our lucky day. You would not believe the way they line up and go crazy for stuff like that. An incredible scene, and look at the River Thames.
Speaking of scene, you're absolutely right. The most famous river I know of. The most famous clock.
Oh, no
I
competition.
Know of.
No competition.
And like you said, Mike, the scene and the views that you can get, both from above and right next to the river.
Yeah, the buskers down on the Thames are always something to behold, and I think JJ got a little smitten with the freestyle footballer.
I mean, I have not seen anything like this before. How do you take your beanie off?
How did he? I honestly don't really understand. It was pretty crazy. We had flags done in chalk down there, people leaving money on their flags. We left a couple bucks on Old Glory, not too bad.
Oh, you know it. And then right next to the river, you can get yourself a brewski.
Yeah, JJ had himself a pop. It was finger licking good, from what I understand.
Indeed it was.
And if you expected to see sand in London, then you were one step ahead of the game, and a nice flag built out of rocks. Shakespeare's historic Globe Theatre, obviously.
Everywhere you look, there's a building that you recognize.
Yeah, basically the entire skyline is famous, which is so cool. But as we mentioned, looking to the future, that's the Millennium Bridge, a very cool footbridge that goes over, not the most famous bridge.
Not even close. We walked across it, it didn't fall down. And like you said, Mike, earlier, everywhere you look, the Olympics, well, the Tower Bridge, the 5 rings sitting right there, they give them their own lane, for goodness sake.
Yeah, and also the Mandyvilles and Wenlocks, these are the official mascots, in case you didn't know. We went around.
Bike, I love it.
This is the Wenlock. They're all over the place. This is the Wenlock in front of the Tate. This is Big Benlock, as I call him. But they're a huge tourist attraction. A lot of people taking photos with them because they're so dang weird looking.
Speaking of the Olympics, we stopped by the 2 largest venues outside of the Olympic Village. First, the Dome.
North Greenwich Arena is going to host the basketball medal games as well as all of the artistic gymnastics events. You can hike up that thing if you've got your oxygen tank, which we did not. We're not up to doing that trek, but inside the Dome actually is a whole little village of its own. The arena is sort of its own thing, but you've got a promenade, you've got places to shop and do all kinds of other stuff under the Dome.
And if you're going around London looking at famous stadiums, you've got to stop at
Wembley!
Wembley Stadium on the north side, a beautiful facility, historic facility, right next to the arena where they'll be doing some badminton.
Yeah, but obviously Wembley kind of stealing the show. It's so cool to see all of the historic venues being used for these games. No trip complete, obviously, without a stop to pay our respects to Bobby Moore, the first Englishman to host the World Cup trophy, a gentleman for all time.
The lord of the game, Bobby Moore, and all across Wembley are these little bricks where people can leave their memories of the games that they've seen in that arena. Incredible. The things that you will also see all over London, a military presence.
And these interesting colored shirts they've chosen to give the host of volunteers they've got.
I don't know about the shoulders, is all I'm saying. And then there's just a bunch of swag for Team GB. A close second, though, is Old Glory.
They know we know how to pay for things. We like to stock up. The opening ceremony we caught at Newham Live, Stratford Park, right by where David Beckham grew up. This was a really amazing scene. You see thousands and thousands of people out here to watch the opening ceremonies live, just about a block from the stadium.
And transfixed would be an understatement for some of these locals who stopped by. And of course, it wouldn't be a London opening ceremony without a little bit of Wayne.
Yeah, certainly not. They're pretty much prepared for that. I think you get an umbrella when you come out of the womb in this city. The roar of approval for the Queen, if you thought that went over well in America, they loved that out at Newham.
Flying the colors, they weren't the only ones, though. The red, white, and blue in full force. These groups really, really excited to see Kobe Bryant.
As was everyone, but these people have been sitting down for 3.5 hours on cold, wet grass, and as soon as Great Britain's delegation appeared, they went crazy.
And didn't stop. They went crazy for a good 4 minutes.
Yeah, they just kept it going. They were so excited. Obviously, the enthusiasm here, as we see what is probably my favorite torch lighting of all time, even over the Barcelona one, the joining of 204 nations' flames to make one Olympic cauldron, a pretty special moment.
And as they say, let the games begin.
Let's do this thing, baby. It's the London 2012 Olympics. Nobody's going to be bringing it to you like Gazette Sports. Nobody covers Long Beach Olympians better.
This brought to you by McCarty's Jewelry. Go for the gold. And like you said, Mike, we are going to be bringing you everything London Olympics because this is GazetteSports.com and we are Long Beach Sports.